Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. I've just dared to turn on the news. It's not something I do regularly. I hear what I need to hear from other people of importance in this world. I choose not to absorb, which I do, the energy of all the catastrophes going on in alarming rates where there's so many now. Constantly there's something new that's horrific. I don't really know what drew me to listen to the news, but it's certainly helpful for doing this video, and I never know what I'm going to do in a video until literally I hit video. I think it's very much on the divide between the awake and the asleep. I have no judgments on either. I have been both. I think when people start to wake up in this world, and we're all being pushed towards that way, or we can resist, which many are, what happens is there's nowhere left to run and hide. It's truth, honesty, all the cards are on the table. We cannot avoid, deny the brutality of everything that's going on in the world, even locally to us. Everybody's being hit personally on different levels with everything going on, even just fuel prices. It's all now personal, isn't it? It's not just happening at the other end of the world, it's all happening to us. And there'll be more to come. The way things are going spiritually with the divide between the people who are asleep and awake is that most of us are in slumber at some point. And we get an opportunity many times in our lives to start to wake up, which is really challenging society's values. What's going on? What part do I play in this? Am I just going along with the masses? And we term it sheep, and I don't mean that in a patronising way. I have been sheep for half my life. It was quite painful. But the sheep mentality of fear. So we go with the crowd, we go with the masses, because we're scared not to. We don't claim our rights. We don't know how powerful we are. We don't recognise ourselves. We don't realise that we have a right to say, hang on, I don't know if I like where this ship, our world, our country is going. And we're scared to stand out. We're scared to find our voice. What will happen? And I often find people say, well, what difference can I make anyway? Absolutely. We can't all change the world on our own. But if we start to do our own little bits on ourselves, it's like the butterfly effect. It's domino effect, ricochet. It starts to impact bit by bit out there. We're not responsible for changing the world personally, but I think it's helpful to do our own little bit, whether we're into recycling, whether we're into reducing our carbon footprint, whatever it might be. Sharing wisdom, anything, supporting others if they're fearful in these times. That's doing your bit. It can be so simple. But the thing is, on a spiritual premise, the vibration of the planet is changing rapidly, and I've been picking up for days, get ready, get ready, get ready. I've been here before, and it's usually something more of a personal level, but I do look out at the world now and think, oh God, what's going to happen now? Things are shifting rapidly because they have to. I've always said for many years, things are going to get worse before they get better, because that is the momentum to get people to wake up. How bad do we let it get? And of course, the battle we have is fear then coming in. People who are asleep, they follow the masses, they follow society's rules. A lot of society's rules and expectations of people does not fit the time that we're living in. It fitted a couple hundred years ago in my mind, but I won't get into that. But it's why we're all meant to be evolving. People who are waking up are beginning to challenge the system in their own little personal ways. They're thinking, why are we obeying these orders? Why are we believing the powers that be? Who are they? Who set these rules? Where did they come from in the first place? Do they fit the here and now? Because for me, a lot of what society's trying to live by is so outdated. The people that are awake are really challenging this. And so we've got this push-pull going on between people who are still a bit more in slumber. It might be fear. It might not be their level of awareness yet. They may not be vibrating at that. They might be strongly conditioned. So there's no judgment. We have all been there. In order to get awake, we have to be there first to start to recognize these values and go, not sure about that. More and more people are waking up, whether they're doing their spiritual work, which is a key trigger to starting that process, or because it's happening spontaneously anyway. Because as the planet, the vibration rises, it's going to impact us. And I always say sink or swim. And that's something I keep picking up at the moment is swim, swim, swim. And I'm like, swim what? Just keep going, basically. Don't go backwards. So the sink or swim, do we stick with the old, or do we start trying not to resist the new, which is, this planet is in chaos. So the powers that be, you know, they've been in power for a long time and we're still in chaos. So starting to wake up, doing our inner work. Who am I? Why am I here? Is there something more I can be doing? What part do I play in all of this? What can I help share with other people to help making changes? And it is all on a personal level. That's why I say we don't have to go out and change the world. When we start to do our inner work and we start questioning, who am I? Why do I have these thoughts, beliefs, values? It's always on your morals and values, really. Where did they come from? Are they mine, or did I just swallow them whole? Do they fit the life, excuse me, I'm living, or where I want to go? And I think taking inventory of your life, like every year or two, is a great thing to do, because we're meant to be evolving. So if we stay the same our whole lives, that's worrying and disappointing for self, isn't it? Keep evolving, keep being aware, keep your eyes wide open. Notice everything's that's going on in the world around us right now. Question why? Why is this all happening? Could something beautiful come out of it at the end if we all do our inner work, if we all start to wake up? So people who tend to be more in slumber are less aware. They don't have these questions about the world. They don't have the questions about self. They just go with the mentality of just doing what they need to do because we've always done it, rather than stopping that, hitting the reset button. Do I really want to be doing this? Am I actually living my true life, or what I'm conditioned, expected to do? A lot of this will be society's influence. I've been terribly conditioned by society for many years, until it got so excruciating and I got so resentful about living a life that didn't feel real for me, and it felt quite pointless. That was enough discomfort for long enough to start changing myself and waking up. I am not fully awake. I doubt I ever will be. I think it's a process of awakening, but I do see my first half of my life as a completely different person almost to who I am now, and this is the real me. And the real me has been about challenging things in a quiet way. I'm not going out, causing trouble. That was my first existence. It's more in my own quiet way, and removing myself from situations that don't quite feel right or in alignment, or have values that I feel may not be going in the right direction. I don't need to shout that from the rooftops. It's just me doing my little thing, bimbling along on this planet, this journey we're on. But check with yourself. Am I asleep? Am I awake? The chances are, if you're watching this video in the first place, there's some kind of stirring of awakeness definitely going on, because this video would mean nothing to you if you were still in slumber. Again, there's no judgment in that. You may think, what's she talking about? Sleep awake. It's such a big thing. I couldn't do it in this 5 minutes. But even by questioning what that means, there is a divide. Huge divide with COVID that's started a lot of the waking up process. Nothing's ever in vain, even if it's horrendous. So I wish you all well and a very awake weekend.